Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Alan. We're right back at it. Hey, appreciate you guys and girls out there tuning into the show. We've got a good one lined up for you this evening. Well, Armistice 2 had an incredible liftoff. Everything went well as the four astronauts get ready to head up and circle around the moon to take pictures of the backside. We're gonna talk about that. And also the president addresses the nation. We're gonna let you listen to a little bit of that. And also, Chicago Bulls released Jayden Ivey after he's made some comments about the LGBT community, Pride Week, and some other NBA greats. Somebody should have told them, ladies and gentlemen. Those and many more stories here tonight. Let's jump right into it. Well, Armistice 2. Armistice 2 had an incredible liftoff. Everything went as planned as the most powerfully built rocket ever propelled them into outer space. Now, the four astronauts on board, they're going to be taking the trip and they're going to be trying to go on the backside of the moon, circle around the moon, come back around, and then go back. And two of the astronauts are reportedly going, if everything goes well, two of the astronauts are gonna orbit out for a couple of days journey, and then they're going to come back, and then they're going to try to descend back to the Earth. This whole project is supposed to take about 10 days. You know, it's in one of those things where you get up there, and then all of a sudden, man, you can call somebody to come and pick you up, call for roadside assistance. It doesn't work like that. So those are some brave, and I do mean some brave souls to be able to get on that rocket and fly out like that into outer space. Now, this is going to be the first time I think that they've ever taken pictures of the backside of the moon. Who knows what it's going to look like? And I'm just telling you right now, what are they going to see? What is it going to be like? And just imagine being out there like that, and it's something. It's amazing. It's amazing feat to see them the way they lift it off and everything when it's playing. I know I saw something fall off, but they said that was just part of it. So hopefully they're able to do what they've got to do, get all the scientific data and knowledge that they need, so they can bring it back here. And then we're I think in like September or maybe next year they're gonna try to go back up again if they can get everything built up the way they want to. So congratulations goes out to all of them who were on board. Who are on board, and let's pray that they make it back home. Well, the president addressed the nation tonight concerning the war, and we're going to let you hear a little bit of what your great leader said.
Long before I arrived in office, I did many things during my 2 terms in office to stop the quest for nuclear weapons by Iran first, and perhaps most importantly, I killed General Qasem Soleimani in my first term. He was an evil genius, brilliant person, a horrible human being, however, the father of the roadside bomb, and he lived just horrible what he did. Iran would have been perhaps in far better, stronger position. He lived, we would have had probably a different conversation tonight. But you know what? We'd still be winning and winning big. And then, very importantly, I terminated Barack Hussein Obama's Iran nuclear deal, a disaster. Obama gave them $1.7 billion in cash, green cash. Took it out of banks from Virginia, D.C., and Maryland, all the cash they had. He flew it by airplanes in an attempt to buy their respect and loyalty, but it didn't work.
I'm gonna stop right there and jump in, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, you got Trump, man. You got to give it to him, man. Trump don't care, man. He'll go in on anybody. See how he stuck a shot right off of the bat, man. He stuck a shot at Barack Obama. Said Barack was going to these banks, giving out cash to the people, man. This dude is, man, he off the chain.
Laughed at our president and went on with their mission to have a nuclear bomb. His Iran deal would have led to a colossal arsenal of massive nuclear weapons for Iran. They would have had them years ago, and they would have used them. Would have been a different world. There would have been no Middle East and no Israel right now, in my opinion, the opinion of a lot of great experts. Had I not terminated that terrible deal, I was so honored to do it. I was so proud to do it. It was so bad right from the beginning. Essentially, I did what no other president was willing to do. They made mistakes, and I am correcting them. My first preference was always the path of diplomacy, yet the regime continued their relentless quest for nuclear weapons and rejected every attempt at an agreement. For this reason, in June, I ordered a strike on Iran's key nuclear facilities, an Operation Midnight Hammer. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. Those beautiful B-2 bombers performed magnificently. We totally obliterated those nuclear sites. The regime then sought to rebuild their nuclear program in a totally different location, making clear they had no intention of abandoning their pursuit of nuclear weapons. They were also rapidly building a vast stockpile of conventional ballistic missiles and would soon have had missiles that could reach the American homeland, Europe, and virtually any other place on Earth. Iran's strategy was so obvious. They wanted to produce as many missiles as possible, and they did, with the longest range possible. And they had some weapons that nobody believed they had. We just learned that out. We took them out. We took them all out so that no one would really dare stop them. And their race for a nuclear bomb, a nuclear weapon like nobody's ever seen before. They were right at the doorstep. For years, everyone has said that Iran cannot have nuclear weapons, but in the end, those are just words if you're not willing to take action when the time comes. As I stated in my announcement of Operation Epic Fury, our objectives are very simple and clear. We are systematically dismantling the regime's ability to threaten America or project power outside of their borders. That means eliminating Iran's Navy, which is now absolutely destroyed, hurting their Air Force and their missile program at levels never seen before, and annihilating their defense industrial base. We've done all of it. Their Navy is gone. Their Air Force is gone. Their missiles are just about used up or beaten. Taken together, these actions will cripple Iran military, crush their ability to support terrorist proxies, and deny them the ability to build a nuclear bomb. Our armed forces have been extraordinary. There's never been anything like it militarily. Everyone is talking about it, and tonight I'm pleased to say that these core strategic objectives are nearing completion. As we celebrate this progress, we think especially of the 13 American warriors who have laid down their lives in this fight to prevent our children from ever having to face a nuclear Iran. Twice this past month, I have traveled to Dover Air Force Base, and it's been something. I wanted to be with those heroes as they return to American soil, and I was with them and their families, their parents, their wives, their husbands. We salute them, and now we must honor them by completing the mission for which they gave their lives, and every single one of the people, their loved ones said, "Please, sir, please finish the job," every one of them. And we are going to finish the job, and we're going to finish it very fast. We're getting very close. I want to thank our allies in the Middle East, Israel, Saudi Arabia.
Now we're going to stop right there, ladies and gentlemen, because the president. Okay, so and those families who lost loved ones, we definitely prayers go out to them. Now let's get back into it. So the president saying he's going to end this thing really fast. I mean, you don't know what to believe, because he says we're going to end this thing pretty fast. Well, why are we sending all them people over there? Why did we send all of those troops over there if we're going to end it really fast? He says that we're annihilating them and we're taking them out. Well, I'm quite sure they didn't have a stockpile of weapons that we do, but I'm sure they ain't spending the amount of money on their weapons that we have. Now, the president, once again, ladies and gentlemen, as he addresses us, and I'm not gonna let you listen anymore. He goes on farther into it, and he talks about how gas prices are going to come down and everything, and everything's going to get back to normal here in the United States, and the dial is going to go up, and everything's going to change. Well, my question is, it's over now. So how is it over this quick? So we went over there, attacked those people, and then now all of a sudden it's over with. So we done what we want to do. You're the bully. You go over there and punch somebody, and then when they punch you back, all of a sudden you don't want to play anymore. You want to take your ball and you want to run home. Well, I'm quite sure the Iranian people don't believe that. Now, he's also saying that they're giving up, their military is throwing in the towel. They don't have any leaders, but they're saying something totally different. They're saying something totally different. So it's yet to be seen. Now, one thing about gas prices, we're going to see how quick they're going to go up. Now, I will give him credit when he said, when it comes to the TSA workers, he said he was going to get their money. So they start getting their money. So we can believe him on that front. But as far as gas prices, man, we're going to see. We're going to see what's going to happen. So for him to come out and address us, I mean, hey, man, we really appreciate it. But, man, we want it to come to an end. I mean, if you're being truthful, go ahead, even though we spent all that money to send the troops over there, because we're not crazy. You may want us to be, but we're not crazy. You didn't send all them troops over there just to go over there and then 3 days later say, well, no, we're going to send them back home. No, man. It's more to it than that. So we're gonna continue. You know, here at this channel, we're gonna continue to monitor out on it. We're definitely going to continue to monitor out on it. Well, as we move forward, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to need you to hit the like and subscribe button. Please hit the like and subscribe button. It is free. So let's continue on, ladies and gentlemen. Jayden Ivey, the Chicago Bulls basketball players, were released after some of his gay anti-Semitic comments that he made. I've done a story on it. The whole world's doing a story on it. And ladies and gentlemen, now the young man's coming out saying his whole family, his wife, and everybody is turned on him for the comments that he made. Well, I'm going to tell you, if that's the case, dude, them people never were in your corner in the very first place. They were not in your corner. Now, somebody should have told the young man, though. Somebody should have told him that it's free speech in America, but free speech comes with a price. Free speech definitely comes with a price. You can say what you want to say, but man, there are going to be some consequences and repercussions behind your actions. So, I mean, and then when you get talking about the LGBT community, and you already know in this day and age we live in right now, like I've said on one of my other shows, you can't say anything good or bad. It doesn't make any difference. So you're gonna find out really quick. We've seen guys like Colin Kaepernick kneel on the sideline, but yet try to stand for abuse and everything else, police brutality. But you see what it got him. There are all other athletes, and if you watch my show, you already know I've done a video, and there are other athletes like the great Sydney McLaughlin-LeBron, who every time you see her, she brings up God and what he's done for her. You got Fernando Mendoza, so many more athletes that bring it up. You got boxers after it's over with, and everybody at some point is going to bring it up. But then, but the way he went about doing it is that is right? Yes, that is right. He called out Steph Curry, even brought up MJ, Michael Jordan in it, man, saying that, they can't drive their Ferraris, and everybody believes that Steph Curry is a Christian, but he's not a Christian. So that young man right there, I would hope that the young man's family did not turn on him like he's saying they turned on him. It really, really, really is one of those things that's really it's difficult, and it's a touchy situation. Well, let's keep this thing rolling. Let's keep it talk about the sports world, ladies and gentlemen. In the world of sports, the Final Four. It's going to be interesting to see who wins it all. I think UConn, but other people tell me I'm foolish. I don't know. We're gonna see about that. And next up, ladies and gentlemen, there are so many things that are going on. People fighting back and forth. The Whitlock and Cam Newton thing is still going on. So that's something right there that is always amazes me to see these guys get on there. Now let's talk about Bleacher Report and their thing about the pure shooters in the NBA. They had Steph Curry named as a pure shooter. They had Kobe Bryant, I think, number 10 on the list. Had Michael Jordan number 3 on the list. And I don't think they have Carmelo Anthony on the list. They had Giannis Antetokounmpo on the list. So some of these things, man, is just, I think people do some of this stuff, man, just to get attention, what they call it, raise baiting or whatever, man, to get people up in arms. Stuff like that, I do not pay any attention because, no, ladies and gentlemen, it's not really worth paying any attention to it. And if you got to do stuff like that to get ratings and all that, man, you really need to just chill out with what you're doing. So just want to touch in with you tonight, let you know how things are going with the president and everything, and the guys on the space shuttle. So let's make sure that we continue as we get ready for this Easter weekend. Let's make sure this Easter weekend we're safe. Hopefully that President Trump is being 100% with us, and hopefully everybody, all the troops will be able to come back home. Hopefully that will happen sooner than later, just as quick as we can get those gas prices back where they need to be at. This is Alan. Appreciate you tuning into the show. Have a good night tonight. See you next time. I'm definitely OUT.